I'm all right. Thank you. We're just about to start now, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of me, of course. And I just um, I just finished one show, and I got another two to do. But in the meantime, when I kind of like, I wanted to invite a friend of mine, and he's, can I call you Doctor well,
Moby.
look, I'll call you Doctor Moby. Okay. Um, I want to talk to you about because you, you know about obesity and health and everything, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I do sleep medicine. My passion is also lifestyle. I help a lot of people. Myself, I lost 100 pounds. Uh, so I help a lot of people. I have helped 4 to 6 thousand people, depending on their success. Yes, of course, I can answer any medical questions if you have.
Good. Good. We've got people on at the moment, and so as a doctor, then, and let's go for sleep. Right. I suffer with sleep apnea, and I got it. I've been told that I might have it for life. Okay, so every night I've got to put my mask on, and I go to sleep. And when every time my wife looks at me, she thinks I look like an elephant with a long trunk. But the trouble is, Lucy, does sleep apnea actually work?
You mean the treatment, if it
Yeah,
works? Is
yeah.
that your question? Yeah, absolutely, it works. The problem with sleep apnea, let me explain for everyone else, general knowledge. So, sleep is, basically when our body rejuvenates. It's supposed to rejuvenate when we sleep. Basic concept is that. But how it rejuvenates is using two essentials of life, which is oxygen and the glucose. Okay. Now, the glucose is plenty for body, unless you have, of course, problem with that. But oxygen is the key. Now, the oxygen is transferred by airway, which has upper airway, which comprise our nose, throat area, tongue, this neck area, and then we have lungs. So those are the basics concepts. Problem happens there is some of these areas are uh, they can collapse. So literally they shut down. Also because they are soft. So lungs are also soft, but they are in a cage, so they are protected. Uh, this area has cartilage, as you can see this one, and then that keeps it open. So this area then comes tongue area, and then the area behind the tongue that tends to be a very collapsible, soft structure because we share with food pipe, which is esophagus coming this way. So they two merge right here, and this happens to be the nervous part of the body. Now, when the air is traveling through nose, which it should do through nose, and then if you have allergies, people could have hard time breathing, and so that can affect if you have crooked septum also. So nose, three things are important: allergies, septal, any trauma, things like that. Those are important. Then becomes this throat area where you could have tonsil. People could have enlarged tonsil, or they could have genetically larger tongue and a smaller neck or airway. So that is genetic factor that runs also in our genes. Family history is very important. So coming back to the airway, so the certain parts can collapse and certain cannot. So the nose it won't collapse, but the front part won't. but the inside can get congested if you have allergies. Then becomes the back part where the soft palate is flapped, and that produces snoring sound. And this area behind is a problem area. So this is where everything comes about in snoring sleep apnea. So it collapses. Gravity is not your friend. So if you're sleeping on your back, it can collapse and the tongue shuts it completely. Now the body has to resume the air. So one way of body has is wake you up, so pretty much wake you up. Because I'm sure a lot of people have felt that people nudge you, and your wife will nudge you and say, you stop breathing. So, and you literally wake up and then you restart. Okay, now that's one way
Yeah.
of body restarting. When you are awake, you and I are awake. um, it's not an issue because there's a lot of muscle power in the airway to keep it open. Problem happens when we sleep. Okay, so the problem is the airway collapse, the oxygen is less, and then the brain suffers, heart suffers. Why it suffers? Because it's not getting oxygen, so it has to pump more blood to get the same effect. Blood pressure rises, heart races because it's worried you might not come back. So normally when we sleep, the blood pressure should fall, heart rate should slow down. That is called rest. The neurons are firing less. That is called rest for the body. Remember, when we sleep, things cannot just literally quit on us. They still have to function. If somebody calls our name, we'll get up and answer, right?
Yeah.
But these things now. So the basic concept for sleep apnea is your airway is having problem, whether you stop breathing, which is apnea, whether partially stop breathing, which is hypopnea, or you have snoring and respiratory arousals. All four can happen. So coming back to so this is what sleep apnea, more common in men than women. Testosterone not your friend. Obesity is related because this neck, the soft tissue, fat deposit in every part of the body when we gain weight. Okay, so it's not just here, it's every part, even skin, everything, arteries, even brain. Problem happens is because this happens to be the narrowest part of the body. So guess what will happen? It will further become more narrower, and as a result, you can just whatever problem you were having, it gets higher, magnitude, because we are going to stop breathing. Okay, so the basic concept of using CPAP, the one you call the makes you look like elephant, is what we call air splinting. So we are doing nothing but with the pressure, we are using the room air, and with that pressure, we are creating what we call air splint. So we are pushing the tongue forward, and air is going down to the lungs. Now, normal breathing can happen. So, by same token, if you lose weight, this will improve. Can it go away? Absolutely. I used to have sleep apnea. I lost 100 pounds. My sleep apnea is gone. Okay. How much weight you have to lose? It depends on everybody. Normally, 10% of your body makes a big difference. So, which is good. Okay.
Okay. You know the tell everybody about restless leg syndrome.
Yeah. Restless leg syndrome is a very important topic too. So what happens is, restless leg syndrome is where you have intense feeling in the legs that you have to move your legs. Okay, shake your legs, or you feel like something is crawling in the legs, and you are going to move where you feel better. Okay, so this tends to happen more in the evening, and can be on one side or both sides or all over the body. Unfortunately, it can be. So it tends to have this variation between day and night, especially night. So you are going to, now this happens because of the problem with neurotransmitter in the brain, which is called dopamine. So dopamine is secreted, and it keeps these movements intact. People who have lesser dopamine, they will have this problem. Then as a result, Iron is also important because it needs iron need is needed in the brain part of those dopamine areas. So if the iron is low, then you can have this big problem. And every time I have that, I always tell, if your iron is low, always you want to know the reason, not just fill it. Of course you want to fill it and bring it to a level, but $1 million question is you want to find why is big thing. I'll tell you a story. So somebody referred me a patient once, and he was 45-year-old, very young. Okay. And he came for restless leg. So I said, okay. I At that time I used to do colonoscopies too, and I'm sleep doctor too. So, anyways, I checked his iron levels and they were low. Okay, so I said, well, you're young, you should have a scope. And he said, really? I said, yeah. So he said, I don't have a problem. I said, yeah, I know that, but I need to find out why your iron is low. So I scoped him myself. I had pictures with me. So I went in and I was like stunned. As soon as I entered, there a big tumor sitting in the colon. Okay. First, it looked like, part of a stool or something. But as I watched it, I said, oh my God, he has a colon cancer. But anyways, I took the biopsy, took it out, and he's very young, 40, 42. And we got a surgeon involved, and we got it out. Stage 3 colon cancer. Okay. Luckily, we got it at very young age, and we got it out. He's 100% better. We got the portion of colon removed and perfect score, everything. So bottom line is we want to know the reason. So if you start having this restless leg, all of a sudden we need to know, a, your iron is normal or no. So what is the reason? Now for women and men both, bleeding is the issue. Men especially, women because of their periods they could have lower intake, so that's important. Always want to find the reasons and then fix it.
Mm, mm. So, with what would you do if somebody had like low potassium, in their blood?
Say that again. If the iron is low.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so if the iron is low, then we give the supplement. You can take iron supplements. You can take with vitamin C or orange juice. That helps the absorption. So you can you take the supplements. It comes in capsules and over the counter. Yeah, sure. Or you can eat food rich in iron, spinach and meat, red meat. That should help.
Right. Okay. If someone was who had DVTs and clots in their legs and everything because they're obese, is that threatening?
Yeah, remember, as always, I always teach lifestyle, and one of the basic concept of lifestyle we have is we call sitting disease, where people are sitting, and not moving. Okay, so what happens is our body is tuned to it is actually built to keep moving. Okay, your blood tends to clot as soon as you stop moving. Okay, if you don't move for 2 hours, is going to clot. Okay, so it's very important that human body is not made to be sitting on couch. It is basic concept. And so people who are, let's say, whatever reason, they are in bed or they are sitting too long, not moving at all, or even they're depressed and not moving much, guess what will happen? The blood will clot, and the first area can clot is your legs. So whenever there's a blood clot, again, we want to know the reason. If you are not moving and you're taking a long journey from one part of UK or US to another shore, that is, make sure you take breaks. Make sure you do that, and or if you're flying, also you need to wiggle your feet and move that. That's very important. Second is certain people would have a tendency genetically to form more blood clots, and that is called factor 5 or any other deficiencies they could have. And those are the factors which we study. So whenever we see a blood clot, we want to know again the reason. Treatment would be again based on what you have. So if it's because you were not moving or you had a surgery or whatever, then of course we give you blood thinners, and story finished because that was the reason. But if the reason is because of a problem with tendency to form blood clots, absolutely, then you will need more longer. It is risky, yes, of course. Some of the blood clots can travel from the legs up into the chest and can kill you. So those are can be very devastating.
Right. Okay. Um, we got somebody here, Nigel, and he says, "Hi there, doctor. I am 35 stone, and I need to get help. My doctor tells me I've got to go onto a weight loss course, but at this moment in time, they only doing it online, and I'm getting fed up with it because I'm worried about my health. What can I do?"
Okay, so what I understand is 45 years old and is worried about his weight. Is that
Yeah, yeah.
okay? First of all, I want to also encourage everybody to see that take the weight loss or weight change as lifestyle, and this is not just to look great, which is you'll get benefit anyways, but it is to feel better. It is to take care of your health. And we are not in a we would never stigmatize anyone because they look certain way. It is to help you. Everybody should help themselves. If you lose weight, if you adopt healthier lifestyle, you are the biggest beneficiary of that. Nobody, not me, not you, not Steve, not no one.
Mm,
So please, first of all, have this mentality that you are going to help yourself. So I always teach basic few principles. If you follow that, any of them, or at least all of them, or some of them, you will be in a better health than this for sure. First of all, remember, we all have habits, good and bad. So take advantage of your good habits. Stay away from some of the bad habits. So once you make up your mind that you're gonna adopt a healthier lifestyle, that is the stage one, in my opinion. Everything, your brain is so smart, it's going to figure out the way to get you there, but you have to be persistent. Have a reasonable expectation. It's not a one day thing, it is a lifestyle gradual change. Okay, so once before we start any journey, our direction should be clear, our direction should be correct. If our direction is wrong, then we will have a problem with it. So I also want to always encourage that. First, I want to encourage you that you're doing this change. So, what you should start with is learn about healthy food, cut down whatever you are eating right now to even three-fourths what you are. And then, as a basic concept, I'll explain you, and you should remember that is the body only metabolizes things which you give it, and anything excess will be changed to fat. Okay, so if your requirement, if you're not moving much, and you are, so you calculate the body requirements, 3,500 calories is equal to 1 pound, which comes to 500 calories per day less what you currently eat, or 250 per day, which is not a big amount we're talking about. We're talking about
mm,
one hamburger. So do a gradual change. Do not lose more than half pound a week, because all studies indicate if you lose faster, you gain it back.
yeah, yeah.
So eat less, eat healthier, drink plenty of water. Do not feed. Now, there's a notion, unfortunately, out there that you can eat a lot of proteins and be or fat and you lose weight. Well, to very little extent. Once you eat more protein and fat than body can metabolize, it will be changed to whatever body wants, and so it does not help you. Yes, you should really work on the lifestyle. My book is on Amazon. Keep it simple: diet, sleep, and exercise. It is
All right.
available on Amazon, Kindle.
Okay.
Read it. And I'm not telling just to read it because that's how I lost 100 pounds. Okay. So keep up your spirits. Do not be discouraged what people say. Just concentrate on your strategy. One strategy might not work for everyone. Build your own, which is based on your strengths. So we're gonna, if you read my book, you'll find some of those. I put 10 points, and you five might apply to you. So, but work on that. Don't give up. Okay, and I did not, get that at first attempt. Took me many attempts, but it's okay. Nobody is counting. We'll be very happy when you see where I reached, and I never 4 years, 5 years now, and I have not gained a single pound. So
Mm,
it's very important. No, do not be discouraged wherever you, whatever level you have. Once you get your direction correct, you will reach it. No matter, might take few months, right?
yeah, that's it. Never give up.
Mm.
That's a good thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for your advice and thank you for everything. And, really good. So don't forget, guys. Um, Doctor, can you kind of like show us your book again?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Mm.
Yeah. So don't forget to get Doctor Moby's book. You can find it on Amazon. You can yeah. And if you want to contact him, ask questions, you can do. Thank you very much. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Doctor. Thank you for that. And if you ask him nicely, he'll probably sign it too. So if you ask him nicely, thank
Yeah.
you very much, Doctor Moby, and for your time. And hopefully we'll see you again and talk to you
Oh,
about another topic.
yeah. Anytime anybody has, you can visit me at www.lifestyletvchannel.com. That's our TV channel. Uh, uh, and you can send a message that way, or diet sleep x www.dietsleepexercise.org. So I'm on web very much. You can send me insta web, whatever Facebook request you want. I'll be very happy to give you my honest advice. One thing is for sure, I don't try to sell any products, and I don't have any brands. Okay. So I'm what I am is original, and you don't have to spend money. So that is, I just teach simple education, straightforward, original, and what I do myself. So that's it.
Good. We will definitely be getting you back for some more topics because there's around about 7,000 people on here at the moment,
Okay,
and
great.
they're all saying really good, really good, really good. Well done. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you,
Right.
and take care, everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye. There you go, guys. That's Dr. Movie. And so, yeah, go out and get his book, and he'll give you some more information. Right. In the meantime, I'm going to go and see you in a bit.